worst thing in the universe, but it's fairly quick. Look how far forward the players on Vitality have always managed to get. The utility, though, fantastic. Garners an extra kill. Still haven't managed to cross into the site yet. Could have utilized the drone just to be safe, but that spot is clear.
It's one thing to keep an eye on as the game goes on. Malzy's usage of Deadlock. Picks going back and forth with low HP on some Vitality members. They need to...
Is your opponents are running double Sentinel. They're going to be placing a lot of utility that you can destroy with those salvos. So it's a piece I want to keep an eye on, especially when they move to the attack. How safe is actually going to be using those salvos?
Not a bad opening pick, and I like Apeks' adaptation last round.
With the net, but 20 seconds left to make their move into the site. The salvos are going to delay them. Nice work from Governor. That's the rifle on the ground, but they still have to try and get past Safe, who's been lurking within this position, taking a little bit of damage, but mostly acting as a bit of a distraction. Makes things awkward for aggressive plays, and you look at the composition. Has he slipped the net? I think he has. A
early game, try to pressure that A control out of Vitality's hands, but the second player...
I'm not sure, but in this sort of round, it's not bad. You have to bear in mind they have some weaker weapons, a few pieces missing, and what? Again, a player advantage garnered by the side of Apeks as they make it into the A site.
Yeah, 2 rifles retrieved as well, so these players that come in with lots of weaknesses are now armed to the teeth, and Zivov, he gets away with that, but one stray shot would take him down. He has made this impossible situation for Vitality a bit more palatable. Durka walking all the way around, and it's just now being watched. Avova diverted his attention at the right moment, but it's still Durka that they're dealing with.
As possible, they know that Zivov is here. He would just about be able to escape, but can he escape floor? Yes, he can.
Well, especially with Kicks by his side.
He's flying.
This guy is off to a flying start. 3-1 on the scoreboard, 7-1 for who with a third very close by. Well, one's just being snatched out from under them. May look to deny that, but plenty of players being drawn out into the open as a result. It's Malzy all by himself, exactly where he is. They see that spike. He needs to win 2 against 1, and they are just side by side. In fact, now in a firing line, looking to execute the leader on the other side, but time is ticking. Oh, and Malzy's hitting, but Durka returns fire. 3 from the IGL of Apeks. I need to see a
good paranoia.
In fact, they were just used, right?
Good paranoia, but they don't clear him anyway. Somehow he survived in the back corner. Fluorescent's done well.
They certainly had the utility to bring it across the line. The same util from Malzy, and actually the trade again.
Re-aggression, though, is sublime. Good trade, at least one for Governor, but that'll be all. Spike down. Trying to bait that fight out. It's given Fluorescent a gun. That's something to play with at least, but the salvos will
waiting, biding his time. A Safe comes in from above. They can blitz this one together. It's a little sloppy, but they get there in the end. Vitality are looking clean, and let's not forget, so it looks like, again, they would go for the same play, but 2 are caught, and Malzy's quick to punish, pops the ult and gets shut down immediately. Safe and Zivov taking full control, and this is what we're talking about, whether it's early round or late. Vitality, when they decide they want that mid control, they get it almost every time. TP taken. Oh, and back two's connected, a double. With the spike down now, and a 2v2, this is suddenly winnable.
Time's in his favor, but now they know exactly where he is. Paranoia going to be utilized, but he's already being closed down, and they will clear him without too much trouble. Already onto Governor, though. They still have problems of this backline being stacked up, and let's just going nuclear at the backlines. Only one stands. Might be the one you want, but I don't see any chance.
With this off that so far has just been having a field day. Dirk is 8-2. It feels like every opportunity he's given, he connects. And even though the drone saw him, it was just a little bit too late.
Rude. Well, it's also just the way he's playing is, I am better than the players on the other side. I will take bigger risks. I will make bigger plays.
A super late play from Avova. We're catching him here from POV. And there's 2 players coming short, but he's looked the wrong way.
Behind, but it is definitely being expected right now. And already the salvos are going to make things incredibly awkward. It may not kill off Malzy, but his teammate's been lost in response, trying to hold.
Again, we've talked about his bold pushes, how aggressive he's been at times. He's even going to burn up a second gate crash. His first expired, and he's sticking around. Now, they shouldn't expect him to still be here.
Except for the fact he's already done this once.
It's so late into the round. That's really the confusing factor. But yeah, indeed, they are still ready for it. The trade comes in at least. So the first step from Apeks is going very I love this from Batu. Repositions on point, and he knows there's one close by. The stun gives away the position.
Very good when left alone back at site. No net to catch him this time and just trying to dodge the bullets within. The only goal from him really is to buy time. I like this. Kicks has joined him. Flash through together. Easy pick. That's the spike on the deck. They now have to push forward to try and grab it, and it will be retrieved, trying to bait them back in, but now the full force of Vitality is ripped.
An advantage to work with.
Oh, timing. Looked like it could be problematic. Not going to connect with the... Oh, it was just used to clear the corner, but found absolutely nothing. Governor's doing well. Maybe the Guardian is his weapon of choice, hoping for a little bit more, but Kicks just again. I think this has to be one of the best individual performances we've seen from him. Just really running riot within the server. Avova is expected. Seavolf is watching. They're trying to force these players out of the corner. We're going to see the null command utilized, but eventually runs out. Flash even used to try and help out, but Kicks is watching. Seavolf holds, and Mitch has not found a pick. Eventually, there we go.
Blind fire works, but once they've got sight lines, it's a different story. Kicks again showing up, a double pick, and a pistol round win here. It's the end of the map. It's 12-1 with a streak from Apeks, unprecedented. And a 4v2 that they're left in, you know, hoping there's a mistake made from Vitality, but so far, that has not been what we've seen. This team's been playing this to perfection. Halsey's able to isolate one. Avova in with a double, and hold on. It's not over yet. It's safe. Left to do it all, and he's put in the dirt. Avova and Halsey in the clutch. Having that moment, and we saw it in the replay there of Avova's camera, he was getting fired up. I think he screamed almost as loud as Pipson when they win a round or lose one. And that's a good sign to see early on. We want to see Apeks get confident because, again, even if this map does seem like it's a long way out of reach, you got to take it one step at a time, and it will benefit you moving into the next map to have that little bit of a mental reset. Vitality, oh, well, they're putting up some fight here. It's a 2v3, but the weaponry for Apeks makes this a bit more difficult than the clutch that we saw in just the previous round. Good spam from Batu, a little bit more damage connected.
30 seconds
and both
left.
players having dropped down. Full rotations in from Apeks. They should all be here, but Kicks has got another. Finally, he's put to bed, but safe now in a 1v1. He knows where he is. Not like this for Apeks! Oh! Though, but a lot, and sometimes in A main as well, one or two players are taking those duels. But the difference is now they're together. They run through. Zero impact from the one ultimate that they had in this round, and now it comes down to the pistols. Molesy does well. Governor the same. Well, when they were the ones retaking. See if they can hold control the same. A problem perhaps with the spike being behind Jenny. They had to take the fight. Seavolf swings wide, but Governor's there to greet him. And another round for Apeks.
The second the drone gets the catch, there's not really anywhere, in fact, for Governor to go. He's done well. Getting anything from this position, I feel like he should have been gone, but no, Governor survives, and there's Fluorescent to help.
Yeah, and then the ult from Durka, eventually he comes out of that dimension, and well, he's sent right back to it.
Three players in off angles as well. I think that if Vitality managed to win this round, we have some serious questions to ask of Apeks. Then again, though, Dirk has made into the site without too many problems. The rest of the team a little bit further behind. Seavolf's done well. Kicks has found another. That's it. There were three players in this site with off angles. They all got caught, and the rotation's being watched as well by Les. Okay, it's a bit messy, but the job has been done. Batu now to try and save the day. First is easy. The next two, not so much.
That he saw him with the reveal and went, I'm going to jump right in front of him. Oh, he won't hit me. Well, he has. Batu with a chance to keep this team alive. The smoke goes down. It's a one-way. He can't defuse it. Knows he has to fight. Here's the jump. Knows both players are here as well. Information to play with, but they're hiding. And the paranoia strikes just in time. Not even a piece of utility available for Batu as he hunts down that extra kill, and they just fade away! Into the shadows goes Seavolf. No! The time is running low, and he doesn't know where Seavolf is, and even now, what can he do? The spike is set to explode. Yeah, no, still very much in position. We can see both of those players floating about, and it's the stun held by Kicks that could do mass damage with Seavolf being the one to swing off of it.
Paranoia
the wall goes down. The players are spotted. The stun is perfect. Salvo's fired in and no chance to reaggress. Time running down. They try to take space on C, but Les is, of course, still waiting. Even gets himself an upgrade. Now moving back to the B site, but wall is up. They have to walk right through it, and Safe is the one waiting for them. Doesn't quite dodge the flash, and Fluorescent picks up a double. This is looking dangerous, and 3-piece with a knife to finish it off!
Les almost completely out of the action, maybe hoping a few spam shots from the Ghost can do some damage. Instead, it's Durka to take that aggressive positioning. Les has already managed to find, what, a second? I don't know how his Ghost is already doing this much damage, but definitely making things dangerous. Bear in mind, the main goal is to hold on to those rifles at least, at a minimum. But with 12 seconds left, somehow this looks possible. An easy kill onto Safe leaves Sivo alone. Again, another drop. This is starting to get very scary. This man is ever dangerous with the classic and even hits the shot at the end, but I don't know who wins. Maybe I'd edge it to Chronicle just because of experience.
He was good on split with that classic. It was causing mayhem. Big old front Fluorescent, my goodness! I thought maybe a flash, maybe just the information for the teammate, something. But
can I get an instant replay of the sound that Mitch just made, please?
Not again.
Someone check on Safe's desk. He's going to be very annoyed by that one, because I would be. What is this round? What is going on? Les has just walked and been shot from above. Kicks
Dent in the other direction. Batu again going to be sneaking his way forward. Looks like there could be some space, but a drone comes in. That's going to be his sneaky play. Spotted and a spam on its way. Up close with the Odin. Sivov's dealing out death with another and almost takes Governor with him. 4 versus 2 now. And then ult forcing players back in Waterfall, but an early ult out of Les. The Viper's Pit now in play, covering so much of this space. It's going to at least deny deeper control, but the response from Apeks, I think, is that little bit better.
They're going to hold a lot of that positioning. Salvos for the post become almost an insta-kill, and Durka's going to go hunting, but he's met with only demise. Molesy already clearing one. The spams through will immediately clear another. In fact, Molesy's just going ham, picking up the kills onto those low players. Not that it matters, hitting the headshots anyway. While Batu will drone in on one side of the map, and, well, you don't see any follow-up, you might not rotate, and the fact is, Vitality haven't rotated. It does not matter, though. Save the last man standing on the site, and Seabov a little bit further away.
A little late to the party with his Stinger and 3 players to pick up. Definitely not the kind of weaponry you're looking to save. Not the kind of weaponry you win rounds with. Not rounds like this, at least. Seabov, one of the most impressive, if not the most impressive debut that we've seen. And week on week, it feels like he's putting up these phenomenal performances on the smoker roll as well. But look at the firing squad he's running into. Floor sent in, see if the stun lands this time. Well, that's a slightly bigger stun. Oh, but the shots still go Les's way. A punish onto Fluorescent and an opening pick for Vitality, one that they will not want to squander. Stunned perfectly timed by Safe. He makes it out, slows them somewhat, but the plant will still be secured.
No ultimates to play with on either side. It's just going to come down to the firefight. Governor, from these positions, has normally done pretty well. Happy to play super aggressive. Of course, someone who has been on that duelist role in the past. Utility so far hasn't connected. He goes in front of it, in fact, and does exceptionally. 2 quick picks, puts things back into a 3v3, but also buys a lot of time. Kicks back towards that spike. Back in position, but look at the amount of utility that's still remaining. It may not even be needed. Instead, a little bit of body.
Goes down to 4. Got support from up top if they swing wide, but as Seabov goes down, there's no need to. There's no pressure as players keep on falling on Vitality's side. Les and Durka desperately low, and Governor takes full advantage of that. From this point, 8-1 down, economy on the brink. And a 2 versus 4. It's tempting to go for. It's tempting to save either way. There's reasons behind the call. With Kicks finding that, though, I think that will spur them forward. Push on the back of the stun. Les with a big opportunity. That's a second pickup, but the timer is ticking. And the spike set to explode very soon. Oh. Back with his antics from Ascent. He didn't take kindly to his body being spammed mid-round.
Him and Durka have definitely been struggling a bit. Post plant, rifles available. Well, straight away, Durka tries to get past Batu, but he hits both as they drop down. What? Okay, Kicks is back on the ground and back being spammed, and only player left is Les. I'm sure Batu's going hunting. He wants that ace.
Upgraded his rifle as well. It's only Les standing in his way.
I think that was a weapon switch as well. Making sure you have the stinger within that shroud of smoke and allow the further aggression. Safe is getting just caught every single time. They're not realizing the ground that's being given up. They have struggled around this A site just with Batu being a menace. But that is just ridiculous. He's able to walk all the way up, and as I said, they're completely unaware of what they've lost.
Push through the pit. I'm not a fan of it. It's a bit waiting outside of the pit. Led walked up behind him.
Ooh,
it's a concern for him late round, but they couldn't have. Look at the stack up from Vitality. They've got numbers ready and waiting. Les pushes through his ult. They're not expecting that. They get caught from both sides with a big pinch. Vitality have left it all onto Batu.
Oh, he's not got time. 11 seconds. I think at this stage, just throw everything on the attack side.
One of the things you said, I can't even remember if it was on or off air, but you said that Apeks unlucky to be facing Vitality when they're that wounded dog, when they're in the corner. Well, Apeks, they're in the same boat, facing elimination and one map away. So they come in swinging, but Vitality doing just the same. Malzy, he's been there in the opening picks. A little late to the party on this one, but a double puts them back in contention. 2 versus 3. Avova and Malzy watching from the death cams, and they're saying, well, we would have won this. Now it's your time to prove that you can do the same! And Fluorescent answers the challenge. Kicks versus 2. The odds back in Apex's favor.
Surprised Vitality even go for that. You already had a player advantage. You get the spike down, you play post. I feel like this is done. They wanted to get ahead of the curve. They wanted to turn it. Instead, it's left on to Kicks. But he has been clinical already. And you'll sit there and think, okay, Apeks, they're very far ahead. They just need a few rounds here and there. But we have seen many a time on the attack side of this map. He still does well, though.
That's another open
pick found.
But the problem is they ain't got the rifles. They ain't got...
Durka, I think even while stunned, has just spammed away and got rid of that aggressive Omen. The rotation quickly coming in from Fluorescent. Support as well from Governor.
The flashes for the retake. They've caught Malzy, though. He ends up going down. Kicks the one to get that trade, but Fluorescent quickly on him. 3 versus 2. Some battle scars for Vitality. Reposition from Fluorescent sends them running 12 seconds. They need to get this plant in soon. Batu, well, he's not going to be in a position to deny it. It looks like that plant will be secured. A nice reposition from Vitality gets them at 3v2. And again, damage done onto Safe, but as time keeps on rolling, salvos come back online. They're now there to play with, but he needs to win the fight up close, and Batu's the one to put him in the dirt.
Yeah, now Les is all that's remaining. Normally cool as a cucumber in these clutch scenarios, and already gets rid of Batu. An isolated fight, a creation of his own doing. Left onto Fluorescent, a chance to get them to double digits. Les playing so passively and down to just a slither of HP. Fluorescent will manage to find the pick, and the spike is not ticking anywhere near quick enough for this to be a problem. Apeks,
any opportunity that comes their way. Fluorescent, gate crash is gone, has to just take this fight and stick around. Unfortunately, that means a quick trade possible. And it could be worse, but that's one of the few rifles they had to work with for Apeks. They're left now with a Guardian and pistols to pick up the pieces.
Normally good for one, although I think realizing the timing wasn't going to work in his favor. Well, the timing did work in Malzy's favor, and an uncharacteristic whiff in this map at least. Governor's repositioned, looking to try and delay the many pressure onto the B site. Well aware of that potential. Rolling Thunder even going to be used here. Vitality wanting to keep this one as safe as humanly possible, setting up Durka for the opener. And he's going to take that space once again.
Well, Vitality, 4v3, up against Pistols, Tom. And look how aggressive they are. 2 players up close. Paranoia, all that was needed to bring that into Apex's favor. Now a 3v3, a weapon to be recovered as well, and a chance for these defenders. Apeks, they're looking to capitalize on mistakes yet again, but it's still an uphill battle. Ult activated by Durka, spamming through, just looking to tag him up, but we've seen the fire go back in the other direction before! A triple in this round, a double in the post plant, and he'll finish off Batu. Vitality right back into winning ways, and coming off the back of that round 3 reset, Apeks, they will definitely struggle in terms of economy, or they would have had they have fully invested into this round. But they came in with a lot of weaknesses. That gives them at least one opportunity to fight back.
Yeah, they didn't invest too much. A decent round for them. And it's weird because normally I'd look at this round as maybe a little bit of a negative because of how close it came, how many players were dropped. But I actually believe that Durka getting that 4K is so much more important. Like, if he can get his confidence back, which over the last few rounds on attack, it definitely seems so. He's now
Almost too.
Yeah, it's they need to clear these players so ridiculously fast. Timing for less couldn't be worse. Wanted to jump spot the angle. Aftershock has been used. Stun from Kicks, needs to find the frags, and only going to get the one. It's left all on to safe. That time is ticking so far.
No problem.
No plan.
For this defensive side is now the site is fully theirs, but this could be a mistake. Okay, Governor doesn't put the util out, but he shoots too early. 12 seconds left, and the kills go their way. It's all fallen.
From having the ultimate online, less. I don't know if he jump spot. No, he's not seen of over.
No, he's close.
Timing is going to be absolutely everything. Oh, he still wins the battle. Governor has at least managed to get rid of safe. They'll keep things at least within the realm of possibility, but clearing these players from position is not going to be easy. Aftershock used to buy them time, but also counted out on the other side. A lot of damage being done. Snakebite goes through, but I don't think it's actually gone far enough. It's not gone deep enough. They're able to just defuse in front of it. Sevov, though. 12 kicks up there with him. Rolling Thunder set up. It's only a Vova it could connect on, who could escape, and there's the lurk of Les striking again. Governor gone. Fluorescent trades. Vova's going to try and stick this one out. It's definitely risky, but he will be unstunned, but not unblinded.
With 2 in a row needed, but that would be 7 in a row for Vitality by that point. Durka, he is unrelenting, but the stun, the blind, it's all caught him, and he wins. He wins anyways, yeah.
He also got hit then by a paranoia, as if Governor wasn't being stunned by everything, then also left blind. And they're now just going to the A site. They've walked away, less happy to just try and hit the timing shot, but ultimately, I was going to say should be punished, will be punished.
Spike planted.
Yeah, it's not exactly another opening duel for Malzy, but it's a huge upgrade as a rifle can now be recovered. And Apeks can approach this together, but look at Vitality. We've seen them hold heaven, we've seen them peak heaven, and now they push heaven. The evolution of this aggression and the success that's going to come with it, we can see plain as day. It's free for Durka. 3 picks, and Malzy returns. He's given the rifle over to Fluorescent, understandably. But his Sheriff is the one doing all the damage. And in fact, it's 5v5 still. Ult for Durka, ult for Sevov, maybe used late for info. But it's the salvos that Safe is keeping deep into their spawn. It's the stun that will be online to meet them. Kicks' utility has been nigh on perfect so far. Already the numbers thinning out. Avova does his best to pull it back. He's even spotted one, but Sevov is going to trade places, or at least he was thinking about it. But the spike now being tapped in goes the Snakebite. Denial again, and they're forced into the angle. The wait